Hey yogis, today we are going to do a total body stretch. So put on something comfy and join me on your mat. We'll begin seated in Sukhasana, easy pose. One ankle is crossed in front of the other. And from here, just start to take note of your breath. So maybe it's easier if you close your eyes or soften your gaze so that you can tune in a little deeper to the breath. And just take note of your breath today. You don't have to change it in any way, just notice the quality of the breath. Are you breathing deep or shallow, loud or quiet? Maybe take note if the inhalations and exhalations are the same length or different lengths. And then see if you can breathe diaphragmatically so that you are letting the belly be soft and let it expand as you breathe in and let it slowly or softly pull in as you exhale. On your next breath in, let's inhale, reach your arms up overhead, interlace the fingers and press the palms towards the ceiling. So reach up through the palms and then root down through the sit bones. See if you can drop the shoulders down away from the ears so you find some space in the neck. And take a few deep breaths. Good, and then let's release the hands down. Take your right hand down and reach the left arm up and over. Take a nice gentle side bend. So you really want to root down through the sit bones. The left sit bone is rooting down into the floor, and if you want a little more here, you can come down onto your right elbow. Just make sure that left sit bone doesn't lift up and that you're not dropping the underarm down towards the floor. It's lifting up towards the ceiling. And breathe through that left side. Good. Inhale, lift back up, and then left hand comes down, right arm reaches up and over. Option to take the forearm to the floor. And same thing here, you're rooting down through the sit bones. You're almost lifting up and out of the hips here. In the side stretch. And inhale, come through center. We'll take a twist to the right. So left hand comes outside the right thigh. Look over that right shoulder. Maybe take the fingers a little closer towards your sacrum. And inhale, come through center. Take the twist to the left. So it's a nice tall spine. Reaching up through the crown of the head and gently twisting to the left side. Good, and let's come through center. We're just going to stretch out the wrist a little bit. So if you've been doing a lot of typing or texting, this will be really good. So you're going to take your right palm, face it away from you, fingers face down, and just gently pull the fingers back towards your body. And we'll do the other side. Left wrist, left fingers pull back towards the body, fingertips are facing down towards the floor. Good, and then we'll do the opposite of that. So now right hand, you're gonna bring the palm facing your face and bring the fingers towards you. And you can take this left hand on top of the hand and just gently flex the hand in the opposite way. Good, and then release, left hand. And release, give it a shake. So shake those wrists, shake, shake, shake. Good. And then from here, interlace the fingers behind your back. Reach the fist away from you. Maybe lift the gaze a little bit, but try not to lift the, tilt the head back. So you want to feel nice and long in the back of the neck. And then fists are going away from the body. Good, and then drop your head and just tilt it a little side to side. So from one shoulder to the other. Good, and then release, shake it out. We'll do a deltoid stretch. So you're gonna take your right arm across the body and gently pull it in. And then bring your arms out wide, spread your fingers, and do the other side. Left arm comes across your body. Good, and then bring it out wide again. This time the left arm is coming up. You're gonna bend the elbow and take the hand between the shoulder blades. Reach for that elbow with the right hand and gently draw your elbow in towards the midline. Now you have the option of taking your right hand behind your back and reaching for the bind. And see if you can bring your chin parallel to the floor here. Good, let's switch. Right arm reaches up, bend the elbow, take the hand between the shoulder blades, and reach for that elbow with the left hand. Again, option to take the left hand behind the back, reach for the right fingertips, and try to pull those hands apart. Make sure your chin is still parallel to the floor. Good, let's release. All right, we're gonna make our way to our backs. You will probably want a strap for what's to come. So if you don't have a strap, then you should grab maybe a belt or a tie or something that you can use that would be helpful. And then when you come all the way down, you're just gonna hug your knees into your chest and wrap your arms around your shins. Hug your knees in and down towards the chest. Breathe deeply. Good, from here, right knee stays pulled in, left leg goes long. And just allow your head to be relaxed. You can take the knee slightly outside the rib cage if that feels better for your body. Good, and then start to lift that right leg up towards the ceiling. You're gonna take it into like a half happy baby. So sole of the foot is flexed and draw the right knee in and down outside the ribs. Continue to breathe diaphragmatically throughout this entire practice. So your belly is soft. Good, and then you'll bend your left knee and take your right ankle over your left thigh. Lift the left leg up, interlace the fingers behind the left leg and gently draw the left knee in towards the chest. Now I like to take my right elbow and I resist the right knee away from me as I'm drawing the left knee in. And take a few breaths here. Good, release the hands, left foot goes back to the ground. Let's just take the leg, keep the legs in figure four. Just let them move to the left side. And you'll feel a nice, you should probably feel a good stretch here in the right hip. So you're kind of pressing this right knee back a ways, away from the face. And right foot might go on the floor, but it might not, doesn't really matter. And come back through center. Extend your right leg long, bend your left knee into your chest. And give yourself a squeeze. And again, Knee can hug right in towards the center of the chest, or it can also go out to the side. Just depends on what feels better for your body, what's a little more needed today. Just listen to your body as always. Good, so if the knee is not already out to the side, bring it to the side. You're gonna lift the left leg up and let's take it into that half happy baby. So knee is drawing in and down, outside the ribs, towards the ground, and sole of the foot is up towards the ceiling. Good, let's release that. Bend your right knee and take your left ankle on top of the right thigh. Lift your right foot up and release the fingers behind the right leg and gently draw the right knee in. Again, if you'd like to kickstand this left leg, you can gently press it out to the side and find your breath. Keep the sacrum on the floor. Good, and then release your right foot to the floor, and you'll let those legs move over to the right. So gently pressing that left knee away from you. I'm feeling a lot of sensation in this one today. Just make sure it's not taking your breath away. Good, let's come back through center. And bend both knees up into your chest. Take them out to the sides and full happy baby. So soles of the feet are up, knees are drawing in and down. And you can begin to extend one leg. My goodness, is in the way. Extend one leg and then the other a few times. If you have space, if it feels good. If your hamstrings are usually really tight, maybe you're not ready for this yet. So just listen to the body. Don't force it. Good, and then let's release the feet to the ground. This is where you might want that strap. So we'll take Supta Padangusthasana. You're gonna bend that right knee up and or into the chest and take the strap around the sole, the ball of the foot. Right, so it's right below the toes. And then you can keep this left knee bent, or if you'd like, extend it. I always like to start it bent. And then start to extend, I didn't want to unroll that. Start to extend that right leg straight and gently draw the leg in towards the face. Again, if you need a little more here, extend the left leg straight. Maybe even take your left hand on the thigh to kind of ground the leg down into the ground. Good, and then keeping the strap with your right hand, just let it go out to the side a little bit. Move to the right side. And then bring it through center. Take the strap with the left hand, draw it across your body just slightly. So see if you can keep the right right hip kind of rooting downward, so it's not completely a twist where you're letting the right hip lift. Right, both hips are on the floor here, but your foot is to the left side. Because we will move into the full twist in just a moment. Just a little different of a feeling, a little different of a stretch here. Good, and then if you want, take it all the way down to the left. Try to keep your right shoulder blade on the floor. Your right hip is now up. Good, inhale, come through center. Exhale, release the foot. So right knee is bent, right foot is flat on the ground, and then lift your left leg up and take the strap around the ball of the left foot. So it's important that you're not in the arch of the foot, that you're on the ball of the foot, and that's because you'll get a little more stretch through the hamstrings. All right, from here, leg is relatively straight and gently start to pull the leg in. Now, if your leg can't be straight, that's okay, right? Honor all your limitations. They exist for a reason, and every day is so different. So really You really have to explore each time you get on your mat. Maybe you want to extend that right leg straight and keep drawing that left leg close to your chest. Good, and then you keep the strap with your left hand and draw the leg out to the side. Maybe even taking that right hand on top of the right hip, the right thigh to root it down. And then we'll take it across the body with the right hand, just slightly. So again, you can see a little better on this side that my hip is not lifting up to start, but it will be. Good, now you can bring it all the way across. I really don't have enough room. Bring it all the way across your body to the right side. Keep the left shoulder blade down on the floor. Good, come back through center. Leg is a little straighter, and then release. You can place the strap to the side, rock yourself up, and come to all fours. So we did a little bit of wrist stretching at the beginning of the class. We're going to do a little bit more here in just a moment. Okay, so cat-cow, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the tailbone. Exhale, pull the navel in as you round the spine. And today, we'll just do a few going back and forth, and then I want to hold both of them for a few breaths. Good. Next time you come into cow pose, allow your shoulder blades to drop down away from your ears. Maybe you can kind of squeezing those shoulder blades together and hold it for a few breaths. Good, and then push down into the floor, round your back, tuck your chin. Feel those shoulder blades coming away from each other. And then come to that neutral spine. From here, you're gonna walk your hands forward and come down into puppy pose. So I like to tent up my hands so I'm on my fingertips, but maybe you need the forearms on the floor today, right? Listen to the body. And then begin to walk yourself back upright. You're going to turn your fingers towards your body, towards your knees, and we're going to stretch out the wrists a little bit. So you're just going to start to shift your hips back and forward. So just back and forward slightly. And then maybe you can begin to shift your hips back so that the heels of the hands come off the floor and then come back down a few times. Maybe you can lift them even higher, getting more into the fingers instead of the wrist. Good, and then sit on your heels and shake that out. Few big shakes, and we'll come into child's pose. So bring your big toes together, relax the forehead down, and maybe bring your knees a little wider today towards the edges of your mat. Walk your hands over to the right and find that side body stretch again. Make sure that that left sit bone is feeling heavy towards the left heel. Maybe even take that left hand on top of the right hand. And then walk through center, left to the left side. And then root that right sit bone down towards the right heel, maybe even taking that right hand on top of left. So head is in line with the upper arms. Let your head walk with the arms. Good, let's come back through center. Come up to all fours, and then take your right foot forward. So I just want the right knee on top of the right ankle, and then just allow your hips to press forward down towards the ground. Your hands can be on either side of that right foot, and maybe it's helpful for you to have some blocks here on either side of the foot, just to get your hands a little bit higher away from the floor. Good, and then let's start to extend that right leg straight, foot is flexed. You can even intensify this a bit by keeping your right hand down and take your left hand to the sole of that right foot and just to try to gently draw the right toes back towards the shin. Good. Rebend that right knee. From here, left hand stays on the floor, and you're going to begin to come onto the outer edge of that right foot, and you can just start to twist looking over that right shoulder. Good, come back through center, right foot comes to the floor, and then both hands come down on the inside of that right foot. Allow your forearms to drop down if it's in your practice today, and squeeze your knee in towards that right shoulder. You almost want to think upward facing dog in the upper spine, so you're not rounding your spine so much as you're pulling your chest through. Good, let's walk your hands back up and take this into pigeon. So you're gonna let that right foot move to the left side, drop the shin down. So you want to make sure this right knee is outside the hip, then slide your left leg back, walk your hands back to lengthen through the spine. You're welcome to stay upright if you feel like that is what's needed today, or you can fold forward, maybe even bringing the whole chest to the ground. Good, let's walk ourselves back upright. You're gonna curl the left toes under and step your right foot back, down dog. Good, so this will stretch out the calves, the back of the legs again. So you wanna make sure your hands are spread wide and you're pushing down into the hands to lift your tailbone higher. Now see if you can take your right foot and take the toes behind the left heel and kind of root that left foot or left heel down to the ground. Good, and then right foot comes to the floor. And you'll do the same thing on the other side. So left toes are kind of rooting the right heel down towards the ground. Both feet come down to the ground and then drop your knees again. Left foot comes forward, and we're going to do that same stretch for the legs on the left side. So, low lunge Anjaneyasana, press your hips forward and down here. Again, hands can be on either side of the left foot. Good, and then let's bring your hips back. Try to get your left leg as straight as you can, and then keep the left hand down. You can pull the toes towards you with the right hand if you'd like. Try not to round your spine here. You want to think flat back. Good. And let's re-bend that left knee and take both hands to the inside of that left foot. From here, you can drop down onto your forearms, taking it into a lizard preparation, and think about squeezing that left knee in towards your shoulder. Good. Come back to the hands and start to let that left foot lift up. So you're coming onto the outer edge of that left foot. And then look over your left shoulder as you gently press the thigh away from you. So you're not on the knee joint, you're on the thigh. Good, come back through center, and then let's move that into that half pigeon. So walk your left heel over towards your right hip crease, and make sure that that left knee is outside the left hip. Right toes are pointed. Walk your hands back to lengthen. You can stay upright if you'd like, or you're welcome to fold forward. You choose. Good, walk yourself back upright. Curl the right toes under, step your left foot back, down dog. So we'll go to low lunge one more time. Step the right foot between your hands, lower that left knee down. This time you're gonna come into a quadricep stretch. So we're gonna bend the left knee, left hand is on the floor or block, and reach for that left foot with the right hand. Once you get the foot, you're gonna gently pull the heel towards your seat and maybe try to connect your right shoulder to your right thigh. So you don't want your hips to be up in this one. You want to allow your hips to press forward and down again. Good, let's release that and switch sides. Right foot steps back just to transition. Left foot forward, drop the knee. And then same thing, other side. You'll bend the right knee, reach for that foot with your left hand, draw the heel towards your seat, and then maybe bring the left shoulder towards side. That's an amplification. Good, let's release the right foot. Curl the right toes under, step the left foot back, and then drop the knees to the floor. Okay, so from here, we're gonna come to the long edge of our mat and take our legs nice and wide. All right, so legs are wider than your hips, straight and flat, feet are flexed. Inhale, root down through the sit bones to reach up through the crown of the head, and then you're gonna start to walk your fingertips forward. So you still have that nice long spine, right? And walk your fingertips forward. Maybe you'll be able to come down onto your forearms. And maybe you'll be able to come down onto your belly. Breathe diaphragmatically. If you're all the way down, begin to make your way back up. From here, left hand comes down on the outside of the thigh. Maybe the forearm again comes down on outside of the left thigh, and reach your right arm up and over. So just like we started class, but legs are wide now. And see if you can feel any differences in the upper body. And then inhale, come back through center. Right hand or forearm comes down to the ground. Left arm comes up and over. Come back through center. Draw the soles of the feet together. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips. So you're hinging right from that hip joint. Keep the shoulders pulled back. Nice, and then come back up. Let's come down to your back again. Take your knees as wide as your mat and drop your knees over to the right. You can let your elbows be at goal post or straight out to the side. And then inhale the knees up through center and drop them over to the left of your mat. Good, now bring the knees up through center and extend your legs long to the corners of your mat. Extend your arms down by your hips, just a few inches away from the body, palms face up. So completely relax here in your final relaxation and take a good 5 minutes here. Namaste, friends.